All right, everyone, let's take a little break from all those earnings calls today. Huh?
Sounds good to me.
We've got some really big breaking news in the AI world that we just have to share with you.
Yeah, definitely. It's not every day we see a potential shakeup like this. Even in the fast-paced world of AI, this is big.
Exactly. So we're talking Anthropic, the company behind the AI chatbot, Claude.
Right.
And the news is they are in talks to raise a massive amount of funding.
Massive.
I mean, we're talking $2 billion.
That's it. That's a pretty serious chunk of change, even for the AI world.
That kind of investment would value Anthropic at a staggering $60 billion.
No,
That puts them right up there with OpenAI in terms of valuation.
It really does, yeah. It's pretty incredible. I mean, this is huge, even for a sector as hot as AI.
This is huge EE, and it tells you just how much confidence investors have in the future of AI.
It really does, yeah.
But before we get into the whys and the what-ifs, let's back up a bit for anyone who might not be familiar with Anthropic. Can you give us a quick rundown?
Absolutely. Anthropic was founded by former executives from OpenAI, the folks behind ChatGPT.
Right.
So they're already coming from a background of deep expertise in AI development.
Yeah.
And their claim to fame is Claude, an AI chatbot that's quickly becoming a competitor to ChatGPT.
Right. Claude is definitely making waves. But
Yeah.
what's interesting is that Anthropic seems to be taking a slightly different approach than some of the other players in the AI field.
How so?
They're really emphasizing the importance of developing AI systems with certain guardrails in place.
That's a key point. They seem to be very focused on ensuring that AI development progresses in a way that prioritizes safety, in alignment with human values. And, it's a perspective that's attracting a lot of attention, especially given some of the concerns around AI that have been circulating.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that investors are paying close attention. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
With AI becoming so powerful, the need to make sure it's used responsibly, I mean, it becomes even more critical.
Absolutely. And that focus on safety could be a major factor in their appeal to investors.
For sure, yeah.
Now, let's get back to the specifics of this funding round. It's being reported that Lightspeed Venture Partners is leading the charge, and that $2 billion investment could propel Anthropic's valuation to that incredible $60 billion mark.
That's an incredible jump, especially considering they were valued at around $18 billion just last year.
Right.
Really highlights the speed at which things are moving in the AI space, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's a clear signal that investors see huge potential in Anthropic.
For sure.
And their approach to AI development. And this move is only going to intensify the already fierce competition in the AI space. I mean, you've got OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta. They're all vying for dominance in this rapidly growing market.
Yeah, it's like watching an AI arms race unfold in real time.
It really is.
Each player is bringing their own strengths and strategies to the table. And it's fascinating to see how it's all playing out.
And Anthropic's potential entry into the upper echelon of this race is only going to make things more interesting.
Absolutely, yeah.
But as with any race, there are bound to be challenges along the way. This is a field that demands constant innovation, not to mention the ethical considerations we were discussing earlier. So it will be interesting to see how Anthropic navigates these challenges with their newfound resources.
Speaking of navigating challenges, I think it's time we address the elephant in the room, which is the financial aspect of all of this. What does this news, this potential $60 billion valuation, actually mean for, well, everyone else? Why should anyone outside of Silicon Valley care about this?
That's the key question, isn't it? Well, for starters, this news is a clear indicator that AI is no longer just a futuristic concept. It's here, it's evolving rapidly, and it's poised to have a significant impact on, virtually every aspect of our lives.
Yeah, this isn't just about chatbots writing poems or composing emails anymore, is it?
No, not at all.
This is about AI potentially transforming industries, from healthcare and education to finance and manufacturing. And that means potential changes to how we live, how we work, how we interact with the world around us.
Exactly. And with companies like Anthropic attracting such massive investments, it's safe to say we can expect even faster advancements in AI capabilities.
Yeah, definitely.
Think about the potential for personalized medicine, AI-powered education, even self-driving cars. These are all areas that could see major breakthroughs as more resources are poured into AI research and development.
It's both exciting and a little bit daunting, right?
I think so, yeah.
It's like we're on the cusp of a technological revolution, and the implications are massive. And that's why we're here, uh, to help you understand what's happening, explore the potential impacts, and navigate these uncharted waters together.
That's right. So while we're on the topic of navigating uncharted waters, why don't we shift gears a bit and dive into something a bit more speculative? Let's move into our this is not financial advice segment, and we can play with a scenario inspired by this Anthropic news.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
What if this funding round is just the tip of the iceberg and Anthropic really does become a major player in this space? How could we, hypothetically speaking, of course, how could we trade that idea?
Ooh, I love where you're going with this. Remember, everyone, what we're about to discuss is purely hypothetical,
Mhm.
and for entertainment purposes only.
Of course, yes.
But let's say you're feeling incredibly bullish on Anthropic and their potential to shake things up. What if we went long on a basket of AI chip makers? Think NVIDIA, AMD, the companies that are essentially building the brains behind this AI revolution.
That's it. That's a good start. After all, these companies are likely to benefit directly from the increasing demand for computing power that comes with developing and deploying these large-scale AI models. But let's take it a step further. To spice things up a little, what if we paired that long position with a short position on some traditional software companies that might be vulnerable to disruption as AI becomes more sophisticated?
Now you're talking. We're thinking about companies like Oracle or SAP, perhaps.
Yeah.
Companies that might see their market share eroded as AI-powered solutions offer more efficient and innovative alternatives.
Exactly. It's a classic disruption trade, betting on the newcomers who are challenging the status quo at the expense of the established players. Of course, it's important to remember that this is a high risk, high reward play.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee that things will play out exactly as we've envisioned.
Right.
The AI hype could fade, regulatory hurdles could emerge, or uh, Anthropic could stumble. And of course, this is not financial advice. This is purely a thought experiment, a way to explore the potential ripple effects of this Anthropic news.
Precisely. But it's an interesting thought experiment, wouldn't you say? It highlights the potential for this news to have far-reaching implications, impacting not just the AI landscape, but also the wider tech sector and beyond.
Definitely. And it's a reminder that we need to stay alert, pay attention to these developments, and be prepared for the unexpected. Who knows what the future holds, but one thing is certain, the world of AI is changing rapidly, and we're all along for the ride.
It's fascinating to consider the historical parallels here, wouldn't you say?
I always love a good history lesson. What are you thinking of?
Well, think back to the early days of the internet. You had companies like AOL and Netscape. They were the giants, the gatekeepers of this new digital world.
Right.
But then along came companies like Google and Amazon, and the game changed completely.
And those early internet giants either adapted or got left behind.
Right.
It's survival of the fittest in the tech world, isn't
No,
it?
precisely. And we might be witnessing a similar scenario unfolding in the AI space right now. You have these established players facing competition from these agile startups like Anthropic, bringing fresh perspectives and approaches to the table.
So the big question is who will become the Google of AI?
Yeah.
Or the Amazon of AI? Will it be one of these current giants, or could a disruptor like Anthropic take the lead? And maybe even more importantly, what impact will that have? We're not just talking about market share here. We're talking about who shapes the future of this incredibly powerful technology.
You've hit the nail on the head. That's why this Anthropic news is so significant. It's not just about a funding round. It's about the potential for a shift in power dynamics within the AI landscape.
And it's about the possibility of a company that's truly committed to this idea of responsible AI development, having the resources to compete with the established giants. But what does responsible AI actually mean in practice?
Right.
It's a term that gets thrown around a lot. But how is Anthropic actually putting those those principles into action? What sets them apart?
Well, one key difference is that Anthropic has been very vocal about their commitment to developing AI systems that are aligned with human values. They're talking about building AI that's not just intelligent, but also transparent, fair, and accountable. They want to make sure that these systems are used ethically and don't perpetuate existing biases or inequalities.
So it's not just about preventing some hypothetical AI apocalypse. It's about making sure that these systems are used for good in the here and now.
Exactly. And they're not just, talking the talk, they're walking the walk.
Right.
They've been actively involved in research on AI safety, publishing papers and contributing to the development of industry best practices.
Yeah.
They're really trying to push the conversation forward.
Which is crucial because, let's face it, the potential downsides of AI are pretty significant if we don't get this right.
Oh, absolutely.
We need companies like Anthropic who are actively engaging with these ethical questions to help ensure that AI is developed and used responsibly.
Absolutely. Now let's shift gears for a moment and talk about another crucial factor in this AI arms race: access to high quality training data. This is becoming increasingly challenging for all the players in the AI space.
Yeah, you can't build a sophisticated AI without feeding it massive amounts of data, right? It's like trying to teach someone a language without giving them any books to read or conversations to listen to.
Exactly. And as these AI models become more advanced, the demand for high quality data only increases.
Right.
And remember, this is especially important for companies like Anthropic, who are building AI with a focus on safety and ethical considerations.
Because if you're training an AI on biased or incomplete data, those biases will be reflected in the AI's output.
Of course.
Garbage in, garbage out, as they say.
Precisely. So one of the key challenges for Anthropic, and really for all AI companies, is going to be securing access to diverse and representative data sets that can help them build AI systems that are both powerful and fair.
It makes you wonder where all this data is going to come from. I mean, we generate an insane amount of data every day, but is it the right kind of data to train these advanced AI models?
That's a great question. There's a growing recognition that we need to move beyond simply scraping data from the internet. We need to be more intentional about the data we collect and how we label it, ensuring that it's representative of the real world and doesn't perpetuate existing biases. It's not just about quantity; it's about quality and diversity.
Right.
It's about training these AI systems on a wide range of perspectives and experiences, so they can be truly useful and beneficial for everyone.
And that brings us to another crucial aspect of Anthropic's approach, their emphasis on transparency.
Right.
If we're going to trust these AI systems, we need to understand how they work, right?
Yeah.
It can't just be a black box.
Absolutely. And Anthropic has been more open about their research and development process than some of their competitors, which is encouraging.
Yeah.
They've also been vocal about the need for independent auditing and an evaluation of AI system, to ensure that they're meeting the standards we set for them.
Which is essential. We can't just take a company's word for it when it comes to something as complex and potentially impactful as AI.
Of course not.
We need independent experts scrutinizing these systems and holding them accountable.
Exactly. This emphasis on transparency from Anthropic, suggests that they are committed to building trust with the public and engaging in a meaningful dialogue about the future of AI.
That's something we desperately need more of. This technology is going to affect all of us, and we all deserve a say in how it's developed and used. But let's not forget about the financial implications of this Anthropic news. Beyond the ethical considerations and the technological advancements, there's a whole lot of money at stake here. We're talking about a potential multi-trillion-dollar market, and everyone wants a piece of the pie.
Absolutely. And Anthropic's potential, $60 billion valuation is a clear indication of the massive bets that investors are making on the future of AI.
And let's be real, it's not just about altruism. These investors are hoping to see a return on their investment. They're betting that companies like Anthropic will develop groundbreaking AI technologies that will revolutionize industries and generate huge profits. And that's why it's so important to understand the financial incentives driving this AI arms race, because those incentives will shape the direction of AI development and ultimately determine who benefits the most from this technology.
That's a crucial point. While AI has the potential to do a lot of good, there's also the risk that it will primarily benefit the already wealthy and powerful, exacerbating existing inequalities.
That's a valid concern. It's crucial that we have open and honest conversations about the potential economic and societal impacts of AI,
Yeah.
to ensure that it's used in a way that benefits everyone, not just a select few.
I completely agree. Now, before we dive back into our "This is not financial advice" segment, let's take a moment to acknowledge the incredible pace of innovation in this space. It's truly mind-boggling.
It really is. Think about how far we've come in the past few years.
Right.
From ChatGPT to Claude to Google's Gemini. It seems like every few months there's a new breakthrough.
And with the amount of funding flowing into the AI sector, that pace of innovation is only going to accelerate. It's both exciting and a little bit overwhelming trying to keep up with all the new developments and understand the implications of each one.
So from your perspective, what are some of the key trends that you're seeing emerge in this AI landscape?
Well, one of the most significant trends is the increasing accessibility of AI tools. It's no longer just researchers and tech giants who have access to these powerful technologies. We're seeing a democratization of AI with tools and platforms becoming available to individuals and small businesses.
That's incredible. It means that anyone with an idea and an internet connection can potentially leverage the power of AI.
Right.
The barriers to entry are lower than ever before.
Exactly. And that's leading to an explosion of creativity and innovation. We're seeing AI being used in ways we could never have imagined just a few years ago. From artists using AI to generate unique artwork to entrepreneurs developing AI-powered solutions for everyday problems. It's like a whole new world of possibilities has opened up.
But as AI becomes more accessible, we're also seeing a growing awareness of its potential impact on society. It's not just about the cool new tools. It's about the ethical considerations, the potential for job displacement, and the need to ensure that AI is developed and used responsibly.
Precisely. And this is leading to some much needed conversations about the future of AI and how we can shape it in a way that benefits everyone.
For sure.
And that brings us back to our "This is not financial advice" segment. Ready for another wild ride?
Always. Hit me with your craziest trade idea yet.
All right, buckle up. Imagine a scenario where the concerns we've been discussing reach a tipping point. Public pressure mounts, regulations tighten, and investors start to shy away from companies that aren't prioritizing responsible AI development.
So you're talking about a world where responsible AI isn't just a marketing buzzword; it's a necessity for survival in the AI market.
Exactly. In this scenario, companies like Anthropic, who have built their reputation on responsible AI development, would see their value skyrocket.
While companies that have been less scrupulous might struggle to attract funding and maintain their market share. It's a classic case of doing well by doing good.
Precisely. Now, how could we trade this idea? What if we bought long-dated call options on Anthropic?
Okay, yeah.
We're talking about options that expire years from now, betting that their value will continue to climb as they become the gold standard for responsible AI.
That's a bold move, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
You're essentially betting that the market will eventually reward companies that prioritize these ethical considerations.
And to hedge our bets, we could pair that long call position with with a short position on a basket of companies that are perceived as lagging behind in the responsible AI race.
So we're talking about companies that have faced criticism for things like biased algorithms or a lack of transparency in their AI development.
Exactly. This trade would be a bet on the convergence of two trends: the increasing importance of responsible AI and the growing awareness among investors that these considerations will ultimately impact a company's bottom line. It's a risky play, no doubt, but it's also a thought-provoking exercise that highlights the potential impact of these considerations on the financial markets.
As always, this is just a hypothetical scenario for entertainment and discussion purposes only. It's not personalized financial advice. Do your own research and consult with a professional before making any trades.
Agreed. But it's fun to think about the possibilities, isn't it? And it underscores just how significant this Anthropic news really is.
Absolutely. This is a major development in the AI landscape, and it's a story that we'll be following closely.
Well, we'll continue to keep you updated on all the twists and turns as this AI arms race unfolds.
But for now, let's shift our focus back to the Anthropic situation.
Mhm.
I've been thinking about their potential to disrupt the AI landscape, but what about the potential for AI to disrupt Anthropic itself?
You're thinking about the possibility of AI becoming so advanced that it could potentially design and develop even more advanced AI systems, rendering human developers obsolete.
Exactly. It's like the ultimate irony. The company that's building AI to be safe and responsible could end up being disrupted by the very technology they're creating.
That's a fascinating and somewhat unsettling thought. It highlights the fact that we're dealing with a technology that's fundamentally different from anything we've seen before. You know, AI has the potential to change the very nature of innovation, and it's impossible to predict what the long-term consequences will be.
And that's why it's so important to approach AI development with humility,
Yeah.
and a sense of responsibility.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
But before we go, any final thoughts for our listeners?
Keep your eyes on the AI space. Things are moving fast, and there are bound to be more surprises ahead.
And remember, the future of AI is not predetermined. It's up to all of us to shape it in a way that benefits humanity. Okay, so we've talked about this major AI funding news, the potential for disruption, the race for dominance.
Yeah.
Now let's get down to brass tacks here. What's a concrete, actionable idea you can take away from all this?
Well, it's time for our "This is not financial advice" segment where we let our imaginations run wild and explore some speculative but hopefully insightful trade ideas.
Just to be crystal clear, everything we're about to discuss is purely hypothetical and for entertainment purposes only.
Right.
Don't base your investment decisions on our ramblings.
Agreed. But with that disclaimer out of the way, let's say you're really intrigued by Anthropic's focus on responsible AI. You believe this is more than just a trend. It's the future of the industry. How could we translate that conviction into a trade?
What if we take a page from the cybersecurity playbook?
Okay.
A few years ago, cybersecurity was a niche concern. Now it's a boardroom imperative, a must-have for any company.
Yeah.
Could responsible AI follow a similar trajectory?
That's an interesting parallel. You're thinking that just like companies need firewalls and antivirus software, they'll soon need responsible AI safeguards, tools to audit algorithms for bias, ensure data privacy, and provide transparency.
Exactly. If that's the case, there's a potential investment opportunity in the companies that are developing those very tools.
Mhm.
Think of it as picks and shovels during a gold rush. You know, you don't need to find the gold yourself. Just provide the tools for those who are digging.
Precisely. Now, this is where it gets tricky because this sector is still emerging. Many companies are private or just starting out, but publicly traded companies with strong cybersecurity divisions could be a starting point.
Okay, so companies like Palo Alto Networks, CrowdStrike, or even Microsoft with its Azure cloud security offerings.
Right. They already have the expertise in security and are well positioned to expand into the responsible AI tooling space. It's a thematic bet on the rising tide of this focus on responsible AI.
Of course, this is all speculation. Those companies would need to make strategic moves into this area, and there's no guarantee they will.
Yeah.
But it's an example of how to connect broader trends to potential opportunities.
And to add another layer, what if we also incorporate the potential for AI regulation?
Right.
Governments around the world are already grappling with how to manage this technology.
Right.
Stricter rules around AI transparency and accountability could further accelerate demand for these ethical AI tools.
It's like a double catalyst. Increased public awareness and potential regulation pushing companies to adopt these safeguards.
Exactly. This trade wouldn't be without risks, though.
Of course not.
The regulatory landscape could shift. Adoption might be slower than expected, or new unforeseen players could emerge.
Yeah, there are always risks to consider. But it's a fascinating idea that goes beyond just betting on which AI chatbot will be most popular. It's about looking at the second and third order effects of this technology, the ripple effects that might create entirely new industries.
That's what we aim to do here. We're not just about analyzing earnings reports. We're about understanding the bigger picture, the forces that are reshaping the world around us.
And we're here to help you make sense of it all. So there you have it. Responsible AI tooling, a potential opportunity to watch as this space evolves.
As always, do your own research, consult with a financial professional, and never invest more than you can afford to lose.
Wise words. And on that note, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive into Anthropic's big news and the broader AI landscape.
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? From massive funding rounds to the potential for disruption.
It has, and I think it underscores just how much there is to learn and explore in this space. We're just at the beginning of what AI is capable of.
Indeed. But one thing's for sure, AI is here to stay, and it will continue to shape our world in profound ways.
So keep those questions coming, keep those brains engaged, and stay tuned for more financial insights and explorations.
Until next time.